The past couple of years, I've made videos speculating what we can expect from My Singing Monsters. I did it for 2022 and 2023. Now it's time to speculate for 2024. Now, so far from what we've gotten in 2023, I think 2024 is definitely a year to speculate for. Now let's start with the confirmed content. I think it's a staple by now, but I'll be starting with what variant families we'll hopefully be seeing getting new members in 2024. And this list just keeps escalating with each year. We have rare magicals, rare fire elementals, epic fire elementals, rare auxiliary seasonals, epic auxiliary seasonals, epic ethereals, rare mythicals, rare wobbox, epic wobbox, rare wobblins, prismatics, and two I think I should bring up, adult and elder celestials. Let's clear up a few things for variants before we move on. The only rare fire elementals left are Bowhead, Tuskski, Gnarls, and Dromedary. And thanks to the fire expansion update, I think it's pretty easy to predict when these rares will come out. Since the fire expansion update came out during Feastember, and we got rare Candelabra on Firehaven, I'm certain we'll be getting rare Tuskski during Cloverspell, rare Dromedary during Sky Painting, rare Bowhead during Mindboggle, and rare Gnarls during BT Rafter. For the final rare auxiliary seasonal, Bookworm, we'll be getting it in its out-of-season promotion, which will likely occur in early February, likely during Season of Love. And for the epic auxiliary seasonals, it's clear calendar-wise when we'll see them. Epic Caralong around mid to late January during Crescendo Moon, Epic Fiddle around early to mid-March during Cloverspell, Epic Vivain at the end of April during Echoes of Eco, Epic Spirit at the end of May during Perplexplorer, Epic Monculus around early to mid-June during Life Formula, Epic Whizbang at the end of June or early July during Sky Painting, and Epic Bookworm in mid-August during Mindboggle. For rare mythicals, we're only missing the 4 that were made by fans, plus Bazinga, so I think it's safe to assume we'll see this variant class get wrapped up next year. I just don't feel like they'd keep this many open-ended variant classes, because I'm certain we're getting new ones next year, and if we still have all these other active variant classes, next year's What to Expect video will have a complete missive just introducing the variant section. For the Wobbox variants, rare Wobbox only has one island it can go to as of now, that being Fire Oasis. But we'll probably see regular Wobbox go there first, so I'd guess we'd get Wobbox during Perplexplorer and rare Wobbox during Feastember. But for Epic Wobbox, oddly enough, there currently isn't a single island that can house this monster, since the only islands with epics on them either already have an Epic Wobbox or don't have all the required epics yet to box into it. The closest is Fire Oasis, only missing 3 epics. However, I'd expect they'd want to add Epic Wobbox to Firehaven before Oasis, considering the release order of the Epic Wobboxes somewhat follows the release order of the islands. But since Firehaven is missing 4 epics, and the release of the Fire epics is about 3 to 4 a year, unless Firehaven has a sudden boom of epics, we probably won't see another Epic Wobbox until 2025. For Prismatics, the only ones remaining are Pongping, Mimic, Tuskski, and the 2 quints yet to be added to Dawn of Fire. Since I'm not a big player of Dawn of Fire, I think that's as far as I'll go into this variant class. Now for Celestial variants. I know we've seen the adult form of Hornicle, but its release will still be at the start of 2024, the day right after this video is posted. Along with them, we'll see Furnos, Glacier, Syncopite, Blossom, Vamp, and Galvana at the start of their respective months, and for our first look at Elder Celestials in the original MSM, we'll be getting the Elder forms of Skaratar, Ludwig, Tort, Plixie, and Atmos. For the rest of the variants, there's still too many of them left, or not enough information to predict anything about their release schedule. Just that some will be releasing in 2024, most likely during seasonal events. I will say, there's 7 epic ethereals, 29 rare magicals, and 21 epic fire monsters. Before I end off the variant section, I should bring up a very important monster that could change things for this list, and that's Mimic. When Mimic does eventually come to the original game, it will likely get a rare and epic variant, just like all the other naturals. However, since Mimic still isn't in the original game yet, I can't gauge when we'll get rare and epic Mimic. However, since we got Bowhead all the way back in mid-January, and it wasn't until mid-November when they did anything else with it, it's safe to assume Big Blue Bubble will like to take their time with these quints. So it's possible we could get rare Mimic in 2024, but since it's likely we won't get common Mimic in the original game until late in the year, rare and epic Mimic are likely to be 2025 content. topic I'm not very interested in is the Colosseum, but I have to bring it up because it's confirmed content. Along with the new double element ethereal Colosseum costumes we've been getting, we'll also see new seasonal costumes for the auxiliary seasonal events, namely Crescendo Moon, Clover Spell, Perplex Explorer, Life Formula, Sky Painting, and Mind Boggle. Whether or not we get costumes for Anniversary Month is unconfirmed, but considering its disconnect from the other non-core seasonal events, it's safe to assume this event will remain costumeless. For each seasonal event we've seen, excluding Anniversary Month, we've gotten 4 animated decorations themed around the event, 2 costing coins and 2 costing diamonds. From what we saw from B-tier Afters decorations, we can expect them to be based on things added to the mess on Seasonal Shanty when their respective auxiliary seasonal was added, and decorations of the seasonal island skin. We have a lot of decorations coming next year, 28 to be exact, coming from 7 different events. Strangely enough, this was teased all the way back in 2022, and I actually knew about it, but when writing the script for my What to Expect in 2023 video, it completely slipped my mind. And somehow, this slip-up worked in my favor, because we didn't get the new map in 2023. From the Fire expansion trailer, I'm now almost certain the new and improved map will be coming during Perplex Explorer 2024. The monster handlers have probably finished the rough outline by now, since a layout of the islands was used in the Fire expansion trailer, and mentioned in the most recent MSM Live. This is apparently going to be the map that MSM uses for the rest of its life, and when you have something as important and permanent as this, you don't want any blemishes on it. You want it to be updatable and easily navigable. So probably a usable version of the new map will be done by February or March, but they may wait for Perplex Explorer to make sure there's no problems before they officially release it, because what other time of year to release a new and improved map than an event themed around exploration? Now, we've gotten the basics of Ethereal Workshop, which included 5 triple element Ethereals, and our first edition wave, which included 2 triple element Ethereals and our first quad. But we still have 3 more triples, 4 more quads, and hopefully a quint. When these will release was partially predictable, however, once we got the second wave, we can pretty accurately predict its release schedule. Since Ethereal Workshop was released October 11th, and the second wave came out December 13th, we can expect a wave about every 2 months or so. Now, for how many monsters we can expect per wave, it was explicitly stated that no future wave will contain as many as the second, meaning these other waves will have no more than 2. Now, I think it's pretty obvious that each wave will include a synthesizer upgrade, since Ethereal Workshop is almost being updated in real time, with each upgrade increasing the stability of the structure, allowing for the ability to synthesize these new ethereal combinations. Now, when you do the math on the stability of the unused element combinations, you get pairings of the 3 remaining triple elementals and a quad, with the 4th quad sharing the stability level with the hypothetical quint. I could go into the math for why this happens, but that's not the point of this video. I think each wave will include the 2 ethereals with the next lowest level of instability, upgrading the synthesizer accordingly, meaning we should get 4 more waves, each with 2 monsters. However, I predict we'll get 5. The first 3 containing a triple and a quad, the 4th being the last quad, and the 5th being the quint. If Ethereal Workshop is getting a quint, it needs a spotlight. But we can take this a step further. Both of the releases we've gotten were on the 2nd Wednesday of the month, near a significant seasonal event, and considering we'll be getting 4 or 5 more waves, the releases of the future Ethereal Workshop waves will most likely be February 14th during Season of Love, April 10th during Extravaganza, June 12th during Life Formula, August 14th during Summer Song, and our Ethereal Quint may come out about October 9th, to round off Anniversary Month. Now, going back in time to Dawn of Fire, ever since Amber Island wrapped up, we've all been waiting for the remaining quints to make their arrival in Dawn of Fire, those being Gnarls and Bowhead. However, since we saw Tuskski get added during Festival of Yay, we can logically guess Bowhead will be added during Extravaganza, and Gnarls could get added during Spooktacle. I know these are pretty big gaps, but I think Big Blue Bubble will want to space out the quints additions. since these are the last fire monsters in Dawn of Fire, and they deserve a 4 to 6 month spotlight. Continuing, we've celebrated Spooktical Jr. and Festival of Yay Jr., meaning we still have Season of Love Jr., Extravaganza Jr., and Summer Song Jr. to discover, along with the baby variants of their respective seasonal. I should mention before I start the speculations that a few of these may have been confirmed somewhere, but to my knowledge, none of these have been explicitly confirmed by a member of Big Blue Bubble, nor the logical progression of previous content. This one is pretty much a given, but oddly not explicitly confirmed, ever since we saw the introduction of the final natural monster, Mimic, in Dawn of Fire. We've all been anxiously waiting for it to make its original game debut. How this will be done is unknown. However, I highly expect it to eventually appear on Fire Oasis, due to that island being the only fire or magical island without a quint. Air and fire also have a close connection, since those are the only natural elements to appear on both fire islands. And since Candelabra represents fire, and Mimic represents the air element, it's safe to assume Mimic could appear on the other fire island, if not another island altogether. This hasn't been confirmed outright, but it's pretty safe to assume we'll be getting another Colossal Conundrum at some point next year, especially considering there's the Fire Islands, Ethereal Island, Mythical Island, Sugarbush Island, Tribal Island, Wublin Island, Celestial Island, Amber Island, and Gold Island, which all have sleeping colossals that could be woken up. Even though Crescendo Moon 2023 would have been the most logical time to add them, doesn't mean they won't be added. It's actually been heavily implied they'll be coming eventually, and considering the main magical islands all have them, and we know the Dipsters inhabit the pocket dimension, with them appearing on Ethereal Island, it's entirely possible for them to eventually end up on Magical Sanctum, probably during Crescendo Moon this year. Now that we've seen monsters are able to appear on islands they normally couldn't, thanks to Rare Spurred and his special power to travel across the monster world, there's the possibility to get monsters who were previously exclusive to an island appear on other islands. And I think the classes that would benefit so much from this are the Wublins and Magicals. I could see many islands where each Wublin could possibly go to, and the Magicals all feel a bit too exclusive if you ask me, and are too cool to be kept in one place. And later, when new islands are added, it opens new possibilities for expansions there. Some examples I could see happening are monsters who appear on the corresponding outer islands in Dawn of Fire being available on the respective magical island. Or I could see the Quints appearing on the respective natural island. There's so much they can do with this new mechanic. Now, even though we still have Ethereal Workshop in the works, I think we could still expect a new island at some point next year. Almost every anniversary month introduces a new island, and so far the past 5 anniversary months have, with Fire Frontier / Psychic Island, the Colosseum, Seasonal Shanty, Mythical Island, and Ethereal Workshop being close enough to count. So I doubt they'd stop this streak now. What this new island will be about is it will probably have Mimic on it. Another possibility, and the one that I'm pretty sure is the most requested, would be an island that includes all 43 Magicals. The Magicals have kind of wrapped up, but haven't gotten too much of a conclusion. Sure, Magical Sanctum was a nice wrap-up, but it really only felt like the end of the beginning for the Magicals. Considering Rare Magicals still having years before they reach their conclusion, the Magical class is far from over. Ever since we got Epics, variant classes have become a staple of new content, and we've been getting a lot of new classes, like Rare Magicals, Rare Mythicals, Epic Fire Monsters, and the most recent Rare Wublins. So what's the next variant class to come around? Well, one that's actually been confirmed are Elder Celestials, making their debut in August, with Elder Skaratar. But from a speculative standpoint, I expect we could see Rare Catalyst along with the Rare Dream Mythicals. If not next year, then in 2025. Another possibility I could see is Rare Ethereals on Ethereal Workshop. However, considering the island still has quite a while before being completed, rares on that island will probably have to wait till 2025. And that's it. Everything confirmed and speculated that could be coming to My City Monsters in 2024. If you think I missed something or have your own speculations, make sure to let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!